Hi, everybody. Hey, how's everybody doing today? Hope you're having yourselves a wonderful Friday. We made it to Friday, friends. Look at that. Would you believe? We did actually make it through. For some of you, maybe your first week of school here in the new school year. At least here, if it was based on Wisconsin, like I am. I know most kids don't start till after Labor Day, so that's big first week back for a lot of you. For the rest of you, you've probably already been in school for a while, or you're working as you do. Regardless, hey, you made it to Friday. We're in September. We're having ourselves a lovely time. And I had a little bit of time this afternoon/evening, and I thought it'd be nice to spend some time with all of you. Now, we haven't done one of these puzzle streams in a while, but I thought it would be nice to jump back in because it's just a good excuse to hang out and chat with you guys. And also our Minecraft server is down. Not the Aphmau one, but my own personal one. Otherwise, I'd probably stream that. But yeah, hope everybody's having, again, a good Friday. We got some birthdays coming up. My goodness, that's exciting to hear. Very much Zada-chan for the $2. That's very kind. Sheep Day keeps the peers happy today. Yeah, so much is true. Look at this. Somebody made me a little impromptu stuffed sheep out of paper and cotton balls. It's very cute. Look at that. Look at that right there. And thank you much, Bethany Stanley, for the $4.99 quid. Can you please wish my sister a happy birthday for the 9th of September? Yeah. This is to your sister, who I presume also has the last name of Stanley, but whose name I don't know. This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Hope you have yourself your sister has a beautiful birthday. So how these work, friends, if you haven't seen them before, is that I spend an hour or 2 hours here pretending to build a puzzle, but really spending mostly just time chatting with you guys and answering any of your questions you might have as we go along. So this is the opportunity to do it. The only things I'll mention before we get started, number one, we have two orders of business here that I do want to hit up before we continue. Number one. This is not the only place that I stream. I also stream over on Twitch. In fact, I stream on Twitch every single night. Would you believe? And you can watch on over there. Tonight's game is a little mature, so just be careful of that. It's from the Danganronpa world, and it's a little rowdy and bowdy. But the reason I bring up Twitch for tomorrow being Saturday, the 6th of September. Tomorrow we are going to be playing Guilty as Sock, along with a lot of other members of the Aphmau. We've got, I believe, at least James and Corinne. I think Keston's along for the ride. We got a lot of friends that are going to be joining us at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. And for those who don't know what Guilty as Sock is, it's a game where each person is a member of a court, and we do all sorts of goofy stuff, trying to, just accuse each other of crimes and things. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. So if you ever want to see a bunch of the Aphmau do a bunch of silly things together, be sure to tune in for that. Again, it's not going to be happening here on my YouTube. It'll be happening over my Twitch. So do check that out. Second order of business, friends, is that, of course, at the end of this month, we've got ourselves another Streamily signing happening live on stream. Throughout the past couple of months, I have been signing these posters that are available to you at the link pinned at the top of the chat. You can get, of course, a good old-fashioned Minor Demons Pierce poster, so you can hug it and have it ready with you when inevitably Minor Demons Season 2 comes out. And we also have a very beautiful and pretty SMP Pierce, if that is of more interest to you. Both of these posters, along with this Shadow Temple just logo poster, which I think is really crisp and sharp, are available over on my Streamily page. Like I said at the top of the page, you can either purchase a pre-signed one, which is cheaper, or if you prefer to get one that is personalized, we'll be doing a live stream of those at the end of the month. So you want to pre-order those before it happens. So that way you know that you're going to get your signed, because it's a first come, first serve. So we actually ran out of posters the first time we did it. So if you want to make sure that you get one signed, maybe in time for a birthday or for a Thanksgiving gift. It feels a little early for Christmas, but you could do a Christmas present. You want to pick one of those up sooner rather than later, because I do my best. All right, with all that housekeeping out of the way, let's go ahead and start pretending to build a puzzle and answer your questions here. I'm going to scroll up here just a little bit to try to do a little bit of catching up here. I'm going to start at Zara-chan and work my way down. So if you haven't asked, or if you asked a question before then, sorry. The year went by so quick. I do agree. How am I, Marissa and Bento doing? We're doing well. Bento came down and harumphed at me. Harumphed, not barked or anything like that. He just went, and then walked back upstairs because he knew that I was still doing work. First puzzle stream. Well, welcome. You have to restart the bead necklace. That's all right. Marissa is a crocheter, and a knitter. And she has to restart some pieces sometimes, and she's really upset about it when she does. But you know what? She gets right back on the horse, and the piece looks great by the end. Sometimes you just gotta commit to redoing it, and then just put in the time. The anti-puzzle stream, pretty much. Anti-puzzle stream. I'm doing well, thank you for asking. You got my Meow. Heck yeah. We got ourselves some Pierce Meow, of course, right here. We got the regular one, and then we got the glossy, shiny coat one, which I do like. My sheep's somewhere around. What's Pierce's favorite school subject? Oh, it's got to be gym. Gym, absolutely, and lunch. Those are Pierce's top two. It's the only one he gets even close to an A in. You don't have Twitch? Well, you number one, you don't have to own a Twitch account in order to watch Twitch. You could just go to twitch.tv/Shadow Temple and you could just watch it anyway. But if you want an account, it's free to sign up. It's no big deal. When will Aphmau do Purge episode 3? I don't know. I would just say, if you want to see sequels to videos and things like that, you should absolutely keep watching those videos, the old ones, and commenting that you want to see a new episode, because that's metrics, friends. Those are the things that keep things afloat. Have you recorded any lines of Minor Demons? No, actually, not nothing yet. I think people are expecting Minor Demons season 2 to come out a lot sooner than I think people or what's actually going to happen. I can't remember what they said with what they said with Minor Demons at VidCon, but I don't think they said this year, right? Did they say this year? I don't know. I think they just said that season 2 was coming, right? I think they're a little focused on, is it Mermaid Tales right now? Because they did an episode 1, episode 2, and I think they just posted about, doing an episode 3 later, but needing a little bit of time in between episodes. But, you know how it goes. Still scrolling, by the way, friends. I will work my way through. Which Pierce Minor Demons versus SMP do I like better? Minor Demons Pierce is a much better hang, I would say. He seems chill, and he's going to make sure he doesn't make a mess at your house, or if he does, he's going to clean it up before he leaves. Whereas SMP Pierce, you're babysitting him a little bit, you know what I mean? Have I watched Mermaid Tales? I watched the part I was in, which was the first 3 minutes of episode 1. I've not watched the rest, but, it's fine. When am I going to finish the puzzle, Pierce? I'm actually thinking about never finishing it, and then I could just keep doing puzzle streams forever until they come out with a new Aphmau puzzle, and then I'll do that one. Let's see your Diamond Art right now. Very cool, very cool. Thomas and Friends Season 8 premiered on PBS Kids back in 2004. Wow. I was a big Thomas Tank Engine fan, but I was like of the original series, because I'm old. I'm old. Is there anything you can say about the new seasons come up for Minor Demons and Mermaid Tales? I was in the new season of Mermaid Tales. And I hope, and Pierce is going to be in season 2 of Minor Demons. I can't even say if I'm casted for it, because I don't necessarily know. But he was in the promo for Minor Demons season 2, so I'm going to say he's in it. It sounds like Pearson here is voice actor. That is true. And yes, Megami33 in chat is also Kim's voice actor. Be sure to follow her. She's also going to be doing the Guilty as Sock stream with us over on Twitch tomorrow. So please tune on in. Let's see. Oh, I made it to the bottom. Look at that. I didn't even have to go that fast. My favorite Minor Demons episode moment, when they looked at the word Earth and said Earth. It actually did get me the first time it happened. I was like, hey, Earth. That's my favorite. SMP Pierce get married, have 3 kids. Good luck to you. Again, as I mentioned before, it's going to be like having 4 kids in the house, because he is a mess. He is a right proper mess. You play Peak? Peak is great. I love playing some Peak. Just popped in. See you tomorrow. Yep. It's going to be fun, guys. I'm very excited for that, because it's just going to be full-on improv. I hope to be the judge, and I'm just going to be a terrible, terrible judge. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to see if I can at least get one piece on. I figure if we put one piece on every stream, then we have made sufficient progress, and then I can ignore it for the rest of the time. And especially while chat is a little slow, because we're just starting. This might be my chance. What's Aphmau doing? Well, it's 4:35 on a Friday. So either she's still working or she has gone home. Because, average work day, I hope. Hopefully she gets time. Are you missing pieces? I am. That's the other problem of this puzzle, is that I probably will never finish it, because despite my best intent and my scrambling around on the ground for a couple of times, this piece over here on Casey's head is missing, and Ian's, I'm going to say pants, over here, we're missing a piece over there, and I cannot find them for the life of me. I feel like this puzzle is taking a year. It is not taking a year. It's only taken 5 months. That's not even half a year. starting a new job. I forget, what's the new gig, Azrael? Good luck with it, by the way. And there's always the VODs for 100 Line Defense, because I like that game a lot, and I think it's a lot of fun. Was my favorite Pierce Minor Demons line. We're taking Ava to the park so she can get the vitamin D. Which is good. People should go out in the sun and touch grass and get vitamin D. It's important. That's why I like it so much, is that it's a good message. Everyone should make sure they're getting plenty of vitamin D. What's my favorite K-pop Demon Hunters song? I think it's Golden. I really do like it. It's just, like the last song in the show where they like find themselves and they're rediscovering their power and all that. It's a very good song too, but I just I really enjoy the main on that, just really going after that high note, and I'm like, yeah, do it. It's stuck in my head. What crime against humanity will he told me I have not committed tomorrow? Jaywalking. Does Aph have her own studio, or does she just produce and voice act in her house of 6 people? Trying to think what's publicly out there. Yeah, I think she's talked in the past, at least she's talked about it. So I think it's fair to say. All of us have our own home studios, for example. I'm doing this from my home stream setup, where I do all my recording for Pierce, unless I'm on some sort of trip. But we all record from home, with the exception of Jess, who either records from home or records from the office, which the company does have an office. No, I can't tell you where it is, but yeah, her office is built for recording sounds. But sometimes, yes, she do record from her home of six people and 2 dogs. It's true. And sometimes we hear them, and it's very cute. She always apologizes, but I find it extremely adorable when one of her kids comes in and asks her like if they could get Robux or go to a friend's house or something like that. I'm like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. I'd say, but people want other vitamin D, if you know what I mean. I don't. No. Vitamin D is a very useful, very useful, like, I was gonna say supplement, but that implies that it's not already in there. But it's a core piece of like the human condition. You got to keep working on that, and sunlight helps convert that vitamin D into useful material for the rest of your body. Yes, I do know what you mean, but I'm playing it straight here. All right. Did I see K-pop Demon Hunters? Yes, I did. I did go see it. And by go see it, I mean I sat down with my laptop and my wife and I watched it. It was good. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm happy for greater success, especially for Sony Digital Animation Studio, because they deserve more work and more shows, because they clearly put a lot of effort into it. There are bits of it, though. I've been, like, chewing on it for a little bit here, but there are bits of K-pop Demon Hunters, though. Like, there's this song in the middle where the main of Huntrix and the main of Saja Boys are, like, singing at each other. And it's a moment where I wish they had a little bit more Disney in them in terms of the animation. Because when they're going around fighting and there's high action, the animation's fantastic. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. They do a fantastic job with it. And I love it to death. But when they're trying to do a very understated song and they're trying to like just kind of sing romantically at each other, or at least wistfully at each other, because one of them's way older than the other, they kind of forget that, like, animation can, like, really stretch people's mouths and things. And it looks like they're talking at each other. And it just, something about it took me out. I don't know. It was something about it. But generally, again, thought it was really good. Do you remember me from any of your past streams? You got a poster signed by me? Well, thank you. As for, you have to understand, I'm actually pretty terrible with names. Especially when it comes to blasting through what is usually a larger crew out here on YouTube. I have sometimes an easier time keeping track of people's Twitch names because there are fewer people over there. But yeah, no, I recognize them. Rattle Me Bones. She has 2 dogs? Yeah. She even mentioned them on her live stream yesterday. She was she was playing some Roblox, and she brought up Jet and talked about Jiggy. Who's my favorite K-pop demon hunters? Obviously Abby, clearly, because I got to play him a bunch of times in our own videos. What's my favorite Pierce design to that end? I mean, Abby Pierce is pretty great. I'm much smarter than the SMP Pierce. I mean, I would hope so. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to be smarter than SMP Pierce. You know what I mean? And then, you know, there's nothing wrong with him being a big dummy. I love him. I love him to death. But he is big dumb. And I think we can all recognize that and love him anyway for it. You know what I mean? I wonder if I could find the piece that's next to Aaron's head over here. That might be a good focal point. It looks like it fits pretty well. Let's see. Oh, it feels like it should fit, and it just doesn't quite. No. Feels about right. It's just not there. Maybe it's over here. Yeah, I put in a piece, friends. That means I can quit the puzzle. How do you get voice actors for a solo animating show? Not me thinking, you know what, I know Aphmau has a streaming channel. Pretty much, I mean, a lot of the active members have their own streaming stuff. Over on Twitch, we actually have a team, a Twitch team called Aphmau. If you just do like twitch.tv/team/APHcrew, all in one word, you'll see everybody's accounts listed nice and neatly in one big line. There's not many of us on your Twitch than here. Exactly. Yes. I mean, and that makes sense. I have what? Approaching 300,000 subscribers on this channel, whereas I have 30,000 over on Twitch. So, you know, that tracks. That makes sense. Thank you, miss. Appreciate you. Are Chris and I in BFFs in real life? I haven't really had a chance to hang out with Chris in over a year now. We've just been busy boys. He also moved, like, we used to live a little closer to each other, but I haven't had a chance to hang out with that guy in some time. My true BFF, of course, is my wife, Marissa. She's upstairs, and I like her a lot, guys. Cat destroyed your puzzle pieces. Uh-oh. Watch James's streams, too. Yeah. I'll be streaming with James tomorrow, actually. James Brown Jr., a.k.a. the voice of Rise. We'll be doing stuff with him and Corinne and a couple others tomorrow. Love Pierce, he's so funny. I agree. I like him too. When is that going to make a Roblox Doors and Minecraft series? I mean, they just put out a Doors video, right? Like, I thought I saw that on the list. Was I in that video? I can't remember now. I don't know, man. These videos just pass me by sometimes, and I just don't know which ones are happening where and what and who. It's fine. I don't need to know. I just need to make the mouth sounds. Puzzle piece 3 up from you closest to the puzzle. Go next to the red flower. Oh boy, this is the kind of thing where it's very difficult for me to like piece together what you're trying to indicate to me. Does that fit? No. It's about there, but no. I'll work on it more again in a sec here. Pierce, yesterday's video was amazing. It took you by shock. What was yesterday's video? I genuinely don't know. I'm sorry. When we're in the trenches making these videos, because again we put out a video every day. I genuinely lose track of which one's which. Before we continue, I don't like the fact that I have to keep crouching down in a frame. I'm too tall of a boy, and I set up the camera wrong. So I'm gonna just tilt that up just a little bit. There we go. I know that's a lot of frame of me and my camera setup, but at least you'll be able to see me a lot more now. There we go. That feels better. That feels more like I'm not trying to creep into frame. What am I doing tomorrow with James and Corinne? We're going to be playing Guilty as Sock over on Twitch. along with a bunch of other members of Aphmau and other stuff too. It'll be fun. Be sure to check it out, please. 3 p.m. Eastern over on Twitch. Do I love voicing Pierce? I love voicing Pierce. Yep. I actually did quite a bit of stuff yesterday and today for it, so I'm excited to continue doing it. This keeps coming up on your For You page over and over again. What, this stream? I hope so. That means that people are seeing it. And in fact, if you're seeing this stream right now, can you do me a favor just to make sure that this is working? Can you hit the heart button currently on your phone or your whatever sort of chatting device you got? Can you could you just hit that heart button here real quick for me? Just to make sure it works. I just want to make sure it's working okay. Thank you. It does work. But genuinely, by hitting that button, friends, you increase the engagement, quote unquote, with the stream, which means that YouTube's more likely to show this to other Aphmau fans. And then we get more people in here and we have more fun. So yeah, please do hit that heart button when you get the chance. And like the stream and subscribe if you haven't already done so. What does my shirt say? Shirt says, "We could be heroes." It was it's actually a shirt from an escape room near where I live that is no longer in existence. It actually closed a couple of months ago because they the place they were renting the business space from kicked them out. But I liked the vibe. I like the idea of we could be heroes. Because all of us could be heroes, you know? We all have our abilities and we all have our agency and we all have things we can and cannot do in this world. And the biggest things are to focus on the things we can do, you know? I liked that premise and I think it's important to remember. Fit over here? It does not. Not even close. Well, it was worth a try. If it helped, for what it's worth, sounds like they can't be heroes anymore. Not at that location, at least. They actually were, I guess, now are based out of Florida, but they still had it was called City 13. In Milwaukee, and they used to run that, but then I guess they moved to Florida, but they were still running it, and then they the rent doubled, and they're like, we'll stay in Florida. What's my favorite mob in Minecraft? The Sniffer. He's just such a big goof. Just a big goofus. Love him so much. He's just so goofy and big and goofy and big. How could you not love the Sniffer? I love it when devs make big silly boys. That's probably my favorite thing in video games. That feels like it fits really well there. I don't know if it's actually supposed to be there, but it fits so nicely. Dreams to meet me in the Aphmau. I mean, we're working, at least members of us. I can't speak upon Catface and Aphmau entirely, but parts of us are working on getting to more conventions around the U.S. As always, if you would love to have us around, you guys, and you have a convention nearby you that you think would be good for Aphmau people to be at, let your local convention know. It helps us out, because then when we come around asking if conventions want us, they know that, such and such fan reached out to us and said that they would go to the show if Aphmau people showed up. So yeah, be sure to reach out. Mr. Pierce, when Roblox got canceled, what will you react, bro? To Roblox be canceled? I mean, I'm not that invested. But I don't really have, I also just don't have a ton of, kids are still going to play Roblox, man. Let's see here. How do you send a necklace? I do have a P.O. box if people want to send stuff to me. The address, though, is locked down to my Discord server. If people want to send stuff to me, they do have to at least join the Discord server. Check the announcements page and hit the pin. The pin on the announcements page will give you that. They're scary? Oh, but they're so harmless. They're just big and harmless and goofy, and I love them. Is my wall light blue to match Pierce's favorite color? I mean, a little bit, yeah. Just a teeny bit. It's just backlighting. The actual color is like a brown, like a boring brown, beigeish brown. But there is backlighting over there because I think it looks a lot better, and it does. And I like blue in general, even beyond Pierce. What's my favorite quote ever? Boy, there's a lot of words people have said. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. People have said a lot of things in the world. What is my favorite food in real life? Tacos. I love tacos so very much. How do you feel about Aphmau Mermaid's Tale Season 2? I haven't watched it, actually, very much. Let's see here. But I mean, it seems like it's doing well and people like it, so that's good. That's great. How do you get the puzzle? It's over on Aphmau.com. The official merch site of Aphmau stuff. You can still buy it right now. It's like $15. It's lovely. It's a lovely puzzle. Pieces are really small, which is how I may or may not have lost some of the pieces very early on. But they are, they're good. They're good. You have the Aphmau book? Same. It's lovely. What kind of music do I listen to / like? I tend to listen to a lot of video game soundtracks. Actually, you're listening right now to the soundtrack from a game called Wander Stop, which we played played on Twitch earlier this year. It was very good. I liked it a lot. It's actually made by C418, which you may recognize as the creator of the Minecraft music. Same people. Yeah. Is Zoe gonna be back soon? I don't know. I assume they'll certainly be back for Minor Demons, but I don't know what's going on otherwise. Do I have Discord? You don't have to send it to me. Otherwise, if you can't get to the Discord, email me. You can find my email on pretty much every social media piece and ask me for that address, and I can send it to you that way. I just don't like sharing my P.O. box just out there in the world. I like making sure people have to do a little bit of work to get to it. You know what I mean? But yeah. Let's see. Really appreciate you raised money for Trans Lifeline. Yeah, it means a lot coming from one of your heroes. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I started working with Trans Lifeline. Wild thing. It was like, I want to say TwitchCon, like 2017 or 2018. I had signed up for like a charity event at the convention, and people were just kind of randomly assigned to a charity that the organization Tiltify was working with at the time. And I got assigned to Trans Lifeline, which I had not heard about before at the time. And I was like, all right, I guess I should do my do my research, talk to people, see what's up about this, so I could be a better informed charity raiser. And the more I heard about it, the more I liked it, which is Trans Lifeline is an organization that runs it runs like essentially a crisis hotline for trans friends by trans friends. That's a big piece of it, is that all the people receiving calls for Trans Lifeline are also trans or in the process of transitioning or somewhere in that kind of genderqueer space. And so when people call in, they have a very direct experience to base their logic and advice and commiserations and empathy on. And I think that's, especially right now, my God, is it so important, right? So, I've been happy to be a champion for them for some time. I'm not myself trans, no. I'm a cis white guy. But you certainly don't have to be a thing in order to support a thing. You know what I mean? you can see injustice upon the world and difficulties in the world that may not necessarily directly affect you, that you can still take the time to appreciate and understand when people say they're hurting, that they're hurting, and making sure that when you have the power to help people in that way, that you can. So, yeah, that's why I've raised money for them in the past. And I'm not raising money for them right now, not because I don't think Trans Lifeline's not valuable, but because right now, actually, the main charity group that I'm raising for is the Transgender Law Center, which kind of similar mission, but instead of, doing the crisis hotline, they're instead working on, as you can imagine, making legal challenges to various difficulties the trans community is having right now here in the States. So, yeah, this is another one that I'm hitting up for that. So, yeah, we got a lot of trans friends in my community, friends. And if you yourself are in that space, you're absolutely welcome around here. I hope everybody feels that way. Let me get back to other questions here. What's your favorite quote there, Con? Give it to me. You like alternative music? Sure, yeah, alternative's great. I have an alt station here in Milwaukee that's just about to, just got sold off, and I'm a little sad about it, but I'll find something else. Do I have pets in real life? I do. I have a dog named Bento. He's very cute. He's a 6-year-old mini Aussie Shepherd. I'll probably bring him on later on. People are asking. Miss Noiboy, yeah. How's Bento doing? He's doing well. And I see that PM released a book as well. Yes, I did. I think I retweeted their stuff. I can't remember if I did or not, but I'm pretty sure. And hey, more power to them. I'm excited for them. Seems pretty cool. Who do you like more, Ian or Garth? Garth is a little bit more of just a bro to Pierce. Ian is more directly, I think, bad for Pierce. Garth isn't necessarily good for Pierce, but he's not also like actively bad for him either. Whereas I think the more Pierce interacts with Ian, the more troublemaking he gets into. You don't understand why Pierce hates butterflies? Because we did it for a bit in a video like 3 years ago, and it was funny, so we keep doing it. That's really how a lot of these things come together, you know what I mean? I am not personally scared of butterflies, although I was a little scared of butterflies as a kid, because, I mean, they're big bugs. They're pretty big bugs, and they move very quickly. And, that's enough for me to be like, as a kid, especially, you know? It feels like it fits, and it does. Wow. Do you like My Hero Academia? I've only watched 2 episodes. I mean that genuinely. I watched the first 2 episodes, and I was like, cool. But I had just watched all of Naruto, and I was like, I'm not sure if I really want another shonen right now. And then that's been like 2 years past. So we'll see if I ever get back into it. I know it's good. Let's see here. What was that message that I missed? Somebody's message that got deleted. I see it. I'm not going to repeat the information on it. But you mentioned that you wish that a convention that we came close to you guys. Only because your location is not that far from us. We are doing a show next year called the Midwest Gaming Classic, where at the very least, myself, Keston, and Corinne, aka Pierce, Zane, and Kim, are going to be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, for a couple days in April. So if that is of interest to you, be sure to check that out, because again, your message was deleted, Christopher, but you're close enough to that it wouldn't be that hard of a drive for you. If you wanted to come on up. Love my videos? Well, thank you. Can I do the deep voice? Yes. They said at VidCon Modern Demon Season 2 will come out, but yeah, no, I don't think they've said when yet. SMP Pierce's top 3 favorite AF crew members are Sheep. No. Honestly, I think it's really in my head that Pierce looks up to Aaron the most. Like, Aaron could be an excellent role model for Pierce if he wanted to put the time in, and I completely understand why he wouldn't want to put the time in. I mean, who wants to hang out with that goofball for too long? But Pierce, I would say absolutely Pierce likes Aaron Probably Kim, because I think there's a level of chaos between the two of them that connect really well. And then Aphmau, of course. And then, of course, whoever gives him any attention at all immediately goes in as the top person in that moment. He's like an excitable puppy. Why doesn't Aphmau have a Discord server? I think there's it's not official, mind you, but I'm pretty sure there is like a fan server out there if you look it up. I was on there back when Minor Demons initially came out, but people got weird, so I left for a little bit. But it is out there. Mainly people kept trying to friend me, and then I made the mistake of friending one person, and they immediately started trying to call me like 6-7 times, and I was like, nope. D&D podcast, they posted a production picture of one of the players in the fetal position after recording. They were later discussing an emotional moment, but had to clarify it still wasn't the moment that caused the picture. It said the following quote, "There's more story left." Oh, man. Good luck. Yeah, I feel that, man. Boy, do I feel that. What music do I like? I have a pretty wide, eclectic liking of music. I love musicals. I love classical music. I love jazz. I love rock. I love hip hop. I love there's unless pretty much if you give me a song and you're like, this is why it's good, and I listen to it and I agree with you, then I'm gonna like it. That's pretty much it. It doesn't matter what genre, honestly. That's more my style than anything. Is Ian hiding his emotions? Yeah, in the way that, like an elementary school boy may tug at a girl's pigtails. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't know how to show affection for anyone other than through demanding their attention in any way, shape, or form possible. And the best way he knows is by terrorizing people. Thank you, Miss, by the way, for the link for Midwest Gaming Classic. Did you ever do meet and greet stuff outside the U.S.? We haven't yet. And the reason is simple. Money. Money. If we ever had a convention that really wanted us out there in the world and wanted to pay our way to get there, absolutely. 100%. 1,000%. We'd be out there in a heartbeat. But it costs a lot of money to get our stuff out there and us out there. So, there's not a lot of interest in flying the whole crew out somewhere, if that makes sense. So that's why we're mostly in the States, but someday it would be cool to get out there. Can I do an impression of Kim? Boy, it's not a good one, but I think it fits at least the energy. Aphmau, we gotta get out of here. I can't go to jail again. Is what I think about Kim there. You love Loving Caliber? Sure. Does Pierce have a girlfriend? I mean, he kind of flips around a whole bunch, right? Sometimes they have Pierce have a girlfriend. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes one of his sheep's a girlfriend. Like, he kind of bounces around a lot. Death by type O negative. All right. Do I not love K-pop? I don't not love K-pop. I just don't necessarily seek it out. Sometimes I'll catch some K-pop though, and I'll be like, yeah, it's good. But again, I have no like allegiance to any particular band very much, and so it's more just like, oh, that's a good song, and then I keep moving. Do an impression of, oh man, no, I actually can't. I do not remember what Thomas the Tank Engine sounds like, other than vaguely British. I'd have to listen to a piece before even attempting. What do I feel around Skibbity Toilet? Props to them for kicking as long as they did. I think they're still going, right? They found a thing that people liked, and they stuck with it, and it blew up. And you get it. You gotta give flowers. We're applicable. And they deserve some flowers for building something so strong. Out of Gmod, no less. That's my favorite part. It was just like Source Engine Gmod, like, goofing. And from that, they were able to build, like, a small media empire. It's like, wow. Incredible. Love it. If people are asking me to do reactions to music or stuff like that right now, by the way, I don't tend to do reactions on stream. A big reason for it is that I don't like doing reaction stuff unless I have explicit permission from the rights holders to do so. With the exception of games, which, you know. What's my favorite thing about each Aphmau character? Boy. I like how aloof Aaron is, but is always hyper competent. I like Aphmau's the perfect main character, you know. She is energetic, eager to engage, cares about her friends, wants to be involved, but also can understand when to pull back when things get a little too crazy. You know, everything you want in a good protagonist sort of character. And that's not me being like, why is she main character? No, she's the main character, guys. You know what I mean? Like, be like upset, be like watching Fairly Odd Parents and being like, why is Timmy Turner always on screen? You know what I mean? Otherwise, what? Kim, I love a chaos gremlin. Zane, he's a great straight man, and I don't mean that about his sexuality. I mean that he is good at being somewhat normal, so everyone else looks crazier around him. That's an important thing in comedy. KC is also pretty good about that, but is also a good bestie to Aph. Rise is a great example of that too. Garth, I just love a good goof. A good British goof. Yeah, good stuff. Well, I'll get bent on at the end of the stream for what it's worth. Do you voice act for anything else besides Aphmau characters? Yeah, I've done 9 audiobooks. So I'm an audiobook reader here and there. So if you want to check that out, you'd probably not be interested. I was like, would you be interested? And the answer is probably not, unless you like psychology books. I did a bunch of psychology books having to do with, I did one called The Psychology of My Hero Academia. So if you're an MHA fan, check that out. Otherwise, I also do voices for a company called Puppet Combo. More specifically for a developer called Black Eyed Priest Games. Jordan King, has hired me now for 3 games. 3 indie horror games. Have you ever heard of the Booty Creek Cheek Freak? Probably haven't, but it's a good game. It's fun. It's not good, but it's fun. Sniper Killer, or the upcoming Skin Freak. People like Jade from the Cub Scouts, Queso have played games like that. You've actually heard me in those games. So there you go. You actually have taken a lot of psychology classes. Oh, well, there you go. But yeah, no, that's really the other claim to fame that I have for voice stuff. I've done commercial work here and there, but nothing that you'd notice. And yeah, that's about it for right now. But hey, always looking for more work, so you know. Do I have fantasy books? I used to be a big fantasy reader. I haven't read maybe a fantasy book in maybe 15 years. And that's not because, fantasy's bad now. I've kind of fell out of reading fiction, if that makes sense. If I read a book, it's usually because I have someone that I want to read somebody's opinion on something, you know what I mean? But that isn't to say that, again, fiction or, read fiction is bad. In fact, it's great, and people should read more. People should read way more. I just consume fiction in other ways, mainly games. I love playing games with like cool stories, and so that's kind of my media diet when it comes to new fiction. And there's a lot of good stories and games out there. If you get away from the Roblox, if you get away from the Minecraft, if you get away from Fortnite and Call of Duty and stuff like that, not to say there isn't a reason to play those games. Those games are great. But if you want to step away and play like a single-player game, there are excellent indie games out there that tell really, really, really good stories. Like, the music that we're listening to right here is from a game called Wanderstop, which is an indie game. About a fierce warrior lady who has never lost a fight in her life until she does. And all of a sudden, she starts losing more fights. And she doesn't know how to get back into winning again. And it destroys her. And so she runs into this forest because she heard that there was a trainer out in the forest who could help her get back into shape and get back in there. And while she's running through the forest, she can't carry her sword anymore. It's become too heavy for her, something she's been using for years. She's unable to lift it anymore. And she loses all energy and all strength and passes out in the forest. And when she wakes up, she realizes she's in this clearing with an adorable little tea shop in the clearing. And a very jovial goofball of a man who has saved her and pulled her out from the forest and wants her to make tea with him until she feels better enough to get back out there. And so the game is all about her kind of coming to terms with, can she fight anymore? Did she burn herself out doing this, doing nonstop fighting for years and years and years? How can she find her way back? If she can't fight anymore, what's her new purpose? Things like that, I think, are really cool things to examine and expand, to investigate in games. I like stories like that where you can kind of talk more about difficult things like burnout and maybe not knowing what your true purpose is and being okay with that and coming to terms with that. It's all good. It's all great. I love it. What's my favorite hobby? I like playing video games. But otherwise, maybe my hobby that you might not know is I really like downhill skiing. I love the winter because I can go skiing. Do you have any tips for someone starting a YouTube channel? Make videos. God, that sounds so glib when I say it like that. But I really do mean is make videos and find something that you like making them about. And make videos. Do not just play a video game and then put it out there. I think the world is too saturated for that. You can even see it in the videos I put out. That when I do things like Peak and stuff, I'm not putting a lot of editing time into those, and they perform as well as you'd expect when you do that. People expect good, well-edited things on YouTube, and you should do that. Have a point to your video. Make it good. Make a good thumbnail, and if it's got some solid intent behind it, people will find it. That's the nice part about the YouTube algorithm. Last fiction book Shadow read was the Dirk Warhard series. I have a short sitting on my editor right now that I'm like, I've already recorded the VO for. I've already gotten the screenshots loaded in. I just have to animate now the video. For my very first Dirk Warhard short that I'm going to post everywhere, because I think it's fun. I really do enjoy it. I just haven't put myself through the ringer on it yet. Which is to say, I'm kind of aiming for the. You ever saw the Him Daisy comic dubs? I'm kind of trying to go for that vibe, where they uncover like the text as the voiceover goes along, to try to make it a little bit more dynamic. But it just takes time on things like that. It's a 3-minute long short, so it's not very short. but I think it'll be fun. Let's see here. You have watch those from Jay? Sure. If you have any, what is my own personal theory for Minor Demons for the series? Oh, I have no idea. Presumably, you know, the boys are going to head back to Deimos. They're going to try to save Ava. Ava's going to learn some secrets maybe about the demons or the Deimos boys that she didn't know before, and maybe will feel betrayed by, or, you know, feel bad for them because, you know, the Deimos boys have kind of a hard life, you know. They've been put into a situation, probably not by their own doing, but by people who came before them, and they have no choice but to just kind of stick with it and take over other people's planets. It's a tough place. What's happening to Ava in Minor Demons Season 2? She's going to die in the first episode. No, she's the main character. That would be weird. What does S&P Pierce think of himself and all the AF crew? They're all awesome people, and that he thinks that if they're friends with him, it means he's a good person too. You're the back person. Oh, I was trying to think what you were meaning by that, Sharks. But you meant that I needed to make sure I was signing the backs of the posters from before. Which, by the way, once again, friends, if you have any interest, we've got these posters right over on our Streamly page. Link is at the top of the screen where it says, "Want a poster signed by me?" Click on that message and you'll find a link to these. You can either buy, this poster here with SMP Pierce on it, or if you prefer, speaking of Minor Demons, how about a Minor Demons Pierce poster? You can either get them pre-signed, which they'll just be sent to you pretty much as soon as you order them. They are cheaper that way, which is good. Or if you want to wait a little bit longer but get one customized, you can do so by buying them now, and then I'll sign them at the end of the month. So be sure to check that out. Who is better villain, Zane or Ian? Zane has more structure to his plans. Ian's just kind of more chaos evil. Does your friend Aphmau have an enemy or not? Like, does the main hero Aphmau have a villain or not? It kind of depends on the story. This is way too in the weeds, but I've been thinking a little bit about how the fact that by doing as many Aphmau videos as we've had and having all the characters kind of take turns being various roles in the series, we kind of have become almost like a commedia dell'arte sort of setup where each character is just immediately recognizable because they have the voice and they have the like color and like outfit for themselves, but they all play drastically different roles in different videos, but they still kind of have those same personalities. And so like everybody has been a villain in an Aphmau video at one time or another, even maybe Aaron to a certain extent. It's kind of fun to think about, but it probably means nothing to a vast majority of you, but some of you popped off and you're like, what are you talking about, commedia dell'arte? I've just been thinking about it, but it's kind of true. Which character from Aphmau series is your favorite besides Pierce? I think Zane is really fun. I think Zane is a very fun character. Because he's so realized, right? Like, he has all these little, he has his strengths. He's a smart guy. You know, he can do a lot of like robot-y things, and he can, he can be smart when he wants to be. But he is also very flawed, and flaws are the best part of playing a character, friends. If you have a perfect character who's perfect in every way and does everything perfectly, it's not very fun. But if you can pick at a scab that is like an insecurity or something like that, it is a very fun thing to do as an actor, and that is absolutely in there. Oh, that's right, Twister. I did. It is high on Daisy, but I do say him Daisy. I'm so sorry. Oh God. Here was anyone from the Aphmau series or SMP we'd like to voice? Zane, I think. Again, I would love. I think it'd be fun to swap with Keston for an episode. You say James? You say hi? James streams often enough. You could just say hi to him. I will not see him any sooner than you will. He lives out in California. I live in Wisconsin. We are in very separate places, but we will be streaming together tomorrow over on Twitch. So yeah, go say hi then. Which character from? Yep, I already mentioned that. Are you guys ever gonna play Peak again? Maybe maybe. I think it'd be fun to play Peak again. But we take a little bit of a break from it because I don't know. It'd be fun to do another like big crack at it in the future. But we did that one stream where we did get to go to the desert biome, and that was super fun. It would be fun to do one where we can actually make it all the way to the top. I would also like to do another crowd control stream. I think that was really fun. Didn't I voice Gene once? I did. It's true. Yeah. That was a surprise to me. I didn't know I'd be voicing him. I was doing some kind of pre-production work on it. And it was like, hey, could you just do the whole video of as Gene? And I was like, okay. All right. Because dang Alejandro and his powerful success that has enabled him to get many cool gigs, including, oh man, he just announced a new one that I was like, oh man, that's so cool. What was it? It was a new game, I think. New game he in. Yeah, it's cool to see he's getting so much work, and that I'm connected to him via Aphmau. Zane impression, please? Let me think about it. Once I get this invention set up, Casey will have to date me then, Aphmau. You gotta believe me, it's just all I need. So this is kind of my Zane. Am I also going to stream on YouTube tomorrow? No, I will not. Mainly because I'm kind of a single platform streamer. I like focusing on the chat in front of me. I don't like segmenting my chats into separate areas where people feel like they're interacting with me like asymmetrically from one another. Because then I don't want to play favorites. But if I just focus on YouTube streams where I'm on YouTube and then Twitch streams on Twitch, then I can kind of do those things, you know? It's nice. It's nice. I like that. Favorite Borderlands character? Tiny Tina. Voiced by one Ashley Birch, who I thought was super cool. This is like 2015, 2014 or something like that. I mean, God, I'm trying to think back. I actually got to meet her at a MagFest once, along with her brother, who doesn't get invited anymore. But it was really cool. Have you watched Murder Drones? I have not. But yeah, no, I'll be streaming tomorrow on Twitch. Twitch. And you can check that out, of course. You don't have to have a Twitch account to watch Twitch. You can just go onto the website and you can watch it that way. And if you want to make a Twitch account, you can, but you don't have to. That's why it's okay to be over there, is that you don't have to do anything if you don't want to. I think this probably matches up there, if I had to guess. It feels like it fits. Yeah, it's also so true. If I streamed both on Twitch and on YouTube, here's what it would be. And this is no offense to you guys, but it is 100% true. If I streamed simultaneously on Twitch and YouTube on something, all the Twitch people would be hyper-focused on what's going on in the game and what's happening like while we're doing stuff. And everybody on YouTube will ask me the same 6 questions about Aphmau. And like, I don't mind answering them here while I'm here. I'm doing this stream so that we can do these questions, right? And addressing them and having fun with that. And that's a fine space in its own. But if I try to stream on both platforms, they're going to have 2 very different conversations, like in parallel with one another. And I'd have to play the referee between those 2. And I don't think anybody wins that way. I think it is much more useful to have the conversation that we're having here the way we're having it, and then having Twitch after that, if that makes sense. Why is Pierce not in the puzzle? I just don't think they had space. And this, at the time, this was kind of core cast for the channel. This was like 2023 when this puzzle was made or something like that. 2024, maybe. Your favorite Lady Grandma line? I do not remember Lady Grandma enough. I remember that she makes Pierce uncomfortable, but I haven't watched it recently enough to get a good pickup on that. An evil villain for Aphmau. Well. You have a roleplay idea? So, yeah, what is it? Roleplay idea? I don't have a roleplay idea. I'm talent. I got hired to act out people's roleplay ideas. I'm not the ideas guy. I react to the ideas other people have. That's my vibe. That's what I work on. Can I do an Ian impression? I can't do the scream. I've tried. I can't do it. It's too difficult and it's too iconic. But there's this way that Chris leads in on lines. Sometimes, especially if he's like in the start of a scene, be like, "Well, Aphmau, where's the gold?" Like that kind of thing. He does you can hear it. He'll sometimes do that, like, "Oh, well." That's like such a. I have that kind of sound in my head for each character that kind of sets up what I think of how they sound. When I'm playing Pierce and Minor Demons, do you move the character yourself? So those roleplays, like capital RP roleplays, are done in the classic machinima style, which is to say, people go in, they do head bobs for the characters, and then people do voiceover for it afterwards. That's the way they can get cool cinematic shots, things like that, things that don't have to happen live in order to make it look really cool, right? But anytime that you see like Aphmau's health bar, for example, that is live. That is live performance right there in order to make the make everything kick a little bit better, if that makes sense. But yeah, for minor demons, Pierce, I always that's like actual factual minor demons. Then it's done in advance, if that makes sense. When is stream again? It is 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So relative to our present time, it will be in. Is this even useful to anyone? It'll be in about 20 hours from now. Just a little bit more than 20 hours from now. But I will also be streaming later tonight, actually, over my own channel, playing kind of a raunchy game. Just be warned. Called 100 Line Last Defense Academy, which is the new game from the Danganronpa folks. If you guys know what Danganronpa is, you're probably going to be okay. Okay, you're probably going to be okay watching 100 Line, but it's a little much. But that one's happening at 9:30 p.m. Eastern over on my Twitch channel, if that is of any interest to you. It sounds like a little girl. Yeah, and it's great. It's a fantastic cartoon scream. It is beautiful. Ian was very calm, but why did it change like that compared to other videos today? It's the sort of thing, and this is only my personal opinion. I don't have... I feel like I should have a button that I can hit where big red flashing lights pop up on screen. In my opinion, it's the same thing I did with Pierce, right? Where for the sort of videos that we did from, starting around when the pandemic hit all the way until to this day, it became more cartoonish, right? People blowing up all the time, kind of goofy stuff happening in Minecraft, devoid of the high drama that was happening in the high schools or on my street or Minor Demons or things like that. And so with that, you want like over-the-top reactions to people exploding constantly or getting into people's business and stuff like that, right? And when that happens, a calm Ian or Minor Demons Pierce doesn't work in that space, It can work for a bit, and I mean literally like a bit, like a funny bit that's happening. But it can't sustain like a whole video, you know what I mean? So you have to have kind of goofier characters that can accommodate that, right? So yeah, that's kind of what happened there. Again, same way with Pierce. I could not make it through the videos we were doing with like, saying yes 3 times in a video and calling it a day. You can hear it actually as I'm straining a little bit in I think it was like 2020 or something like that, or late 2019. We did, we were doing like mini game videos, right? As Minor Demons was rolling out, me and Michael, who plays Noi, we would do like hide and seek with Aph, and then usually like Mac or somebody else, for because she was Lorelei in it. And you can hear me like straining to do funny bits with Minor Demons Pierce without saying many words. And it's just, my style is, I like saying things. And the trouble is, Minor Demons Pierce doesn't say a lot, right? So that kind of had to change when it came to when it came to doing newer videos. And I had a lot of fun with that. I do enjoy that a lot. Favorite line from a character that isn't Pierce? Oh boy, there are too many. There are too many, quite possibly. I do not know Lady Grandma well enough to do an impression of her. Sorry. What time is it for me? It is presently 5:32 p.m. U.S. Central Time. Pierce, do you see Noi and Aphmau's channel? I mean, he's around. Yeah, here and there. Do you want to be friends? I don't know you. So maybe someday, but not right now. No, thank you. What's your favorite color? Orange or blue? I do like blue. Is Twitch free? Yes, Twitch is free. It is 100% free. You can spend money on it like you can on here on YouTube as well. Speaking of which, by the way, did you know I've got YouTube memberships now? I've got YouTube memberships. I completely forgot about that. If you do want to become a subscriber here on YouTube, there is a memberships button you can hit. I think it goes all the way down to like $2 a month or something like that. You can get yourself fancy little emotes you can only get here on YouTube, and then you can use them on other channels, I believe, from me. And for all you Twitch subscribers, it's emotes for my YouTube or for my Twitch. So just stay subscribed over on Twitch, please. But if YouTube is the only place you plan on hanging out on, maybe consider becoming a member. Just saying. Yes can convey a lot of meaning. Oh, don't you know? Don't I know it? I mean, I had in A Mermaid's Tale, I got to do 2 yeses, and they were very different from each other. In case you didn't notice, or maybe you didn't, or maybe you didn't notice, and I'm not a good actor. I don't know, but it's out there. Okay, where is this one going? I think this is correct. In which case, this would have to be like. Well, no, it's just a much bigger cloud than I'm giving it credit for, I think. It could go over like here or something. Nah, it's too sharp of a corner. It might go like over here. Potentially. Gotta go. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. Yeah, when it comes to, I mean, Akari, you mentioned you mentioned reading a little bit of, or doing a little bit of psychology work. I'm very aware of the parasocial epidemic here on YouTube and other platforms, and so just remember that I am an actor and I do characters, and you listen to me a lot. I've never met any of you. I've met a very, very small handful of you, but I've met essentially none of you. And though you know me for the stuff that I do, just remember that I am just a random dude on the internet, and you should treat me in terms of sociality as such, right? And remember that no YouTuber is your friend. I mean that in the sense that it's not that I'm not going to be friendly with you, but that if somebody ever tries to reach out to you and they purport to be a YouTuber, or they are popular in some way, be very careful, because they have power and you don't. And that's a dangerous place to be. So yeah, if you ever see Shadow Temple try to reach out to you, and you didn't have a very specific purpose that he was reaching out to you for, it's not me. It's not me, and it will never be me. So please do be careful with your information out there, friends. You're gonna go get Twitch? Heck yeah. Yeah, it's totally free, guys. It's free. It's fun. Please. Just know that for my Twitch stuff, and this is something that I mentioned, we don't talk about Aphmau stuff over on Twitch. That's why I do the streams over here, because I'm happy to talk about Aphmau stuff while I'm over here. But we try not to talk about much Aphmau stuff over on Twitch, unless it's like really specific and like relevant to the moment, because sometimes I bring it up while we're streaming because I think it's funny. But this is the Aphmau place over here on YouTube. The Twitch stuff is for literally everything else, and we can have fun, and it's good. Just want to preface that. Build proper expectations. It's the former teacher in me trying to make sure that people understand the expectations for different things, so that when then I try to enforce those expectations later on, nobody's caught off guard and said, "What? I didn't." Well, I said it. I said it. So there. Gotta set those boundaries and expectations. It's an important thing. Does this fit? I don't know if it fits. We'll figure it out as we go. Do I have the Aphmau book? I do. It should be over here. It's under a blanket, I think. Hold on, let me pick it up with my feet. I got it. There it is. Aphmau, Searching for Home. Pierce is in this book. That was surreal, to go to a Barnes & Noble, open the book, and see a character that I voiced inside of this book. It was very fun. It was very fun. Well, I love Aphmau so much, it brought you and your best friend together. Aw. Fun fact, yeah, no, I'll tell a story because I just won't I won't put names in here. I've got a cousin who has two twin boys, right? And I guess they're big Aphmau fans, just independent of me. They know that mom's cousin plays Pierce, and they think that's cool, but they're more interested in watching the videos, and that's fine. That's great. But I guess they introduced in school Aphmau to a friend or to a classmate, and they became friends, and then they went to a birthday party of this new friend, and she had Aphmau stuff all over her house and stuff, and I thought it was really cute for like you know like when it was my era, you would have like paper plates with Pikachu on them. Now the kids' birthdays have Aphmau on those paper plates, and it's like oh we're there, huh? I recorded a little video for it. It was very cute, very, very cute. But again, that idea of that, like, yeah, just if I'm glad that people can find friendships through the stuff we do. I think that's really, really fun. I love you. And after yesterday's video, what video was yesterday? Somebody mentioned a video and liking Pierce in it, but I don't remember what video it was. We record so many videos, and they release out of order from when we record them sometimes, so I have no idea. Not a clue. Favorite Minor Demons character that isn't Pierce? Probably Rise. I do like a straight-laced man who has an affinity for ice cream. VidCon was great. I had a wonderful time. Do you like Ian or Aaron more? Aaron is just overall a better person. And this is not a judgment call upon the guy who plays Ian, but Ian is a jerkwad by design. By design, he's a jerkwad, right? Absolutely. Minor Demon said yes, but I noticed something was different. You don't want to be rude, but was Noise voice actor different? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was Michael. It just, here's a weird thing for you, friends. Minor Demons came out in 2019. We have all aged 6 years since Minor Demons initially came out, which means that there's a good chance that that voices just have changed themselves in that time. You know what I mean? Yeah, don't tell us how old you are, by the way. I didn't even say it, miss, but you're right. That could line people up. He's like, oh, man, I was 4 when that happened. Shut up. No, don't tell us. The Midnight Shift? Oh, that's right. Oh, that was an interesting one. Yeah. I really tried to copy the voice from from the game it was inspired by. I tried to kind of get a little bit of that in there, so it's kind of in between Minor Evians Pierce and SMP Pierce. It's honestly closer to my own voice. That was fun. That was fun. They're like, hey, for this one, we're trying to copy this game, in this sort of spirit of it, and yeah, I went and kind of tried to pick it up, and I thought it was fun. My uncle works for Nintendo. My uncle works for Aphmau. I know, it's kind of that though. Don't know if the Deimos Boys will be any other Mermaid Tales episodes. Maybe. I don't think so. Probably not, but they might. I think honestly that first episode was kind of just like a fun cameo, and I'm fine with that. I'm not too upset if that's as far as we get with that. It was just kind of fun that it was there in the first place. But yeah, it's. I'm starting to think this piece doesn't belong there. But the question is, if it doesn't belong there, where does it belong? It might belong over here. I mean, can somebody go over the first episode of the first episode of Mermaid Tales and go look at the cast list and see if Michael Zekas is the voice for Noi or not? I didn't listen that hard, but either it was him or a really, really similar sound-alike, What's my favorite voice tone? I don't necessarily know what you mean by that. I was listening. I was watching Vox Machina, The Legend of Vox Machina, with Marissa last night because it just popped in my head, and boy, the voice of Thordak, which is this massive evil dragon in it, voiced by what's his name? He unfortunately passed like last year or 2 years ago. Lance is what comes into my brain, but I don't think that's right. Give me 1 sec here. Let's let me see here. It was Lance Reddick. Oh man, Lance Reddick has a voice on him. Had, unfortunately. Yeah, he passed 2 years ago. My goodness. What a shame. Yeah, it was Michael. Yeah, it was Michael Zekas. That is the original voice of Noi, friends. It's just that, 6 years can do things to a person's voice. Can I do a high-pitched voice? I mean, yeah, but it's not my wheelhouse, right? Like, my voice is, I think, a high baritone for the most part. Low tenor, high baritone. But like when I stream games on Twitch that require me to do different voices, I try to use the maximum range of my voice. And so for the babiest of baby characters in that, I'll go all the way up to
right up here is my highest character voice that I use sometimes. It's usually for like the littlest characters right before they get stomped or something, because they're just so cute. Impossibly, improbably cute.
My voice is kind of low and high at the same time. Yeah, what kind of happens with that is that I use kind of mid tones with my normal speaking voice, but then there's the vocal fry on the bottom that makes it sound, that kind of grit that makes it sound low. And that rumble, I think, helps build my sort of unique sound, right? And that's a sound that is mine, and I like it. I like it a lot. Other vocal tones, Lance Reddick was really good in that, but so also Keith David. Anytime Keith David shows up in anything, I'm like, yes, more Keith David in a thing. Which is why, what is it? Rick and Morty is getting a new like spin-off series. And it follows the president of the U.S. from Rick and Morty, which is voiced by Keith David. And so while I'm not that necessarily interested in a spin-off of Rick and Morty, I am interested in an animated series where Keith David gets to do more talking. So I am pleased about that. It's just so good. It's just so wonderful. I've heard his voice before that, but Mass Effect was the first time I heard him as Commander Anderson. Admiral Anderson. That was his proper designation. And ever since then, I'm like, oh my God, it's Keith David. He has such a popular voice, in fact, that in the what was it? I think of the series. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's got multiple. It's like Grand Theft Auto, but goofier. It's had like 5 or 6 games in the series. 3 and 4 were like really wild out the door. Saints Row, thank you, appreciate it. Saints Row, I think. Saints Row 4 especially. He voiced the vice president in Saints Row 4. Keith David did, and they literally called the character in that game for Saints Row 4 Vice President Keith David, voiced by Keith David, and I thought that was like, mwah. It's like, you know this voice. We know that this is the voice, the guy voicing him. He's just now Vice President Keith David. And that was very fun. You're Samia. Welcome. What is the background noise name? This is music from a game called Wander Stop. If you look up the soundtrack for Wander Stop, the song right now specifically is called Ginger Part 1. This is all the music that plays as you brew tea for people. Will I do a role play like Aphmau? Yeah, it'll be called Minor Demons Season 2. You can go check it out on Aphmau's channel. I ain't got time for that. I'm not a writer, and I ain't got time for that. I don't come up with really my own stories. I instead perform other people's stories. I like interpreting people's stories and seeing where they take me. Doesn't mean I'll never write anything ever. No. But I am more interested in working within people's worlds. I like that position a lot. Sometimes there's kind of a game of knowing your strengths and knowing where you're best suited in a piece of work, in an art, in a media. And I genuinely believe that my best place is in performance, usually in comedy, but it can be in other places too. I think my voice is my best feature, and I want to be able to let other people use it to tell the stories they want to tell. How long I've been a VA? I've been doing it since, oh boy, I think 2016 is when I started doing like fan projects and things. So almost 10, coming up on 10 years or so. I didn't get a lot of work back then, and I still just get some work today. But I got one really big gig, and I've been running it ever since. Will I be at VidCon this year? VidCon already happened this year. It happened back in late June of 2025 over in Anaheim, California. Maybe the more germane question is, will I be at VidCon next year? And the answer is probably. It's the sort of thing where I can't confirm that because I myself don't know. There's a chance that we're not going to VidCon at all. We talk in and out of going to VidCon every year. I'd put our chances at a good solid 60% right now, which will update as time goes on. And that's based on zero information. I just don't like, I don't like setting up for people that like, yes, pay all the money to go to VidCon and you will 100% see us at VidCon. And then for whatever reason, we can't make it. And you're like, oh, well, you told me you were going to go. No. I'm going to have the summer posters at conventions. So those posters are exclusively owned by Streamily, to the best of my knowledge. And so we will not have them physically at conventions. But I will have these designs here, right here, though, like the sheep pierce and the minor demons pierce. These are my art, and by mine I mean I commissioned a wonderful artist by the name of Holly to do these for me. I own the rights to these bits of art, and so you'll see these designs at conventions. But the collab ones were done commissioned and paid for by Streamly, and so they own those, if that makes sense. That said, we could absolutely get a collab piece of art done by ourselves and have that going in the future. And like, I hold no ill will towards Streamly on that, to be clear. They're the ones who came up with the idea, and it was like, cool, great. Yeah, we'll sign it and get money when people buy it. That's just how it works. Who's my best friend on the Aphmau crew? Probably, I mean, Zane of the bunch. Like Keston, I probably hung out with the most. I probably talk the most with Corinne, but between the two of them, we hang out a lot. I did get a chance to hang out with James for the first time at VidCon this year, and he's a delightful guy as well. I'd like to do more stuff with him. Oh, it was Remyo, gotcha. Yeah, sorry. So, long story short on that, Remy and fam, yeah, those are Streamily exclusives. But I'll come up with more posters on my own, and maybe, maybe I'll try to set that up before Midwest Gaming Classic. Excuse me. Again, this is to you because I know you're probably going to be there. At Midwest Gaming Classic, I will make it my goal to see if I can get a new piece of art that is a collaboration of all the people who are going to Midwest Gaming Classic next year, and we'll have that physically at the convention, if that makes sense. Does the puzzle get easier each time I do it? This is the first time we've built this puzzle. It's still going on. It hasn't been built yet. That's the funny part, is that we still haven't even once finished it. But yeah. Admittedly, I'm kind of just, chatting with you guys. I'm not really paying attention to the puzzle very much, so that's why it's taking so long. Hi, everybody coming in here, by the way. What am I drinking right now? I'm drinking some Jasmine Pearl tea from Belgium. I picked up some at a shop. It's actually this shop right here. This is not the tea I'm drinking right now, but L'Art du Thé in Bruges is a very nice tea shop. I'm not saying you need to go buy that tea. It's a very specific shop, but it is good tea. I do like it. Who this VA's act? I get you, yeah. Have I met Pat/Travis in real life? I don't think so. No, I don't think The only time I really get to meet fellow voice actors for the Aphmau stuff is either at VidCon or sometimes Jess invites the bunch out to go hang out. And they haven't been at either that I've had a chance. Where has Michael Noy been? Hanging out. He's streaming a whole bunch these days. You should definitely check out Mihai Zeta, I believe is the name of his channel. He's doing a lot of streams. As for why he's not involved with the Aphmau stuff as much, I don't really have a read on that, friends. Just sometimes, casting comes and goes as it pleases, and sometimes characters roll in and out of people's lives, and that's just kind of the industry, Sometimes you have a character that sticks. Sometimes you do a character for a long time. Sometimes you do a character for a couple bits, and then you keep on moving. It's just it's the gig of being a voice actor, You hope to land some consistent gigs, and I'm very, very privileged that I've been able to voice Pierce as long as I have. But eventually, I too will no longer voice Pierce. Either Aphmau stops doing stuff, or Pierce gets phased out as a character or something like that. And that's just kind of an inevitability of content. And so as a voice actor, it's my best interest to just make sure that I'm continuously looking to find new gigs and stuff as we do. Will I do more Peak streams if people want them? Sure, yeah. I'd love to do Peak again with some folks. We got some new folks joining us for Guilty as Sock tomorrow over on Twitch. If we enjoy those folks, I think it'd be fun to do another Peak stream or even another Repo stream. It's been a while since we've done Repo. I think that'd be fun. Will you make your own merch? I do have my own merch. I can't make merch of Pierce, just to be clear. I can have these posters because that's just kind of an industry standard, but I can't like go out there and start making Pierce plushies or something like that. You know what I mean? But I do have my own. Do I have my own merch store anymore? Boy, I should look into that. Next week, I'm going to work on that. I used to have a, I used to have a merch pay store run by Designed by Humans, but Designed by Humans went out of business. And I don't know when it's going to hit, but I think it's hitting soon. I need to find a new source for all that, move everything over, and reinvigorate it because, I mean, that thing's been sitting for a while. The Designed by Humans store is no longer up. Yeah, I'm going to have to work on that next week, find a new supplier. Because I had my own merch, yeah. I had several designs out there, but it is now dead. You like the Repo videos? I'm glad. Yeah, Repo's super fun. Peak is really, I don't know if it's better content or not, but I really have enjoyed playing Peak. It is immersive, I would say. Even more so than Repo to a certain extent, because it's just, you really feel like it's a challenge above you. And it also feels like it has an ending. I think that's what makes it even more compelling for me as a game player, is that you know that there is a top to Peak. And if you don't make it, something went wrong. And there's something very compelling about that as a streamer for it. Whereas Repo and like Lethal Company before it, you kind of just went until like the game just became too difficult to manage and then you died. And that was fine, but yeah. The guess the new season of Great British Bake Off has started today, right? Didn't the first episode come out today? Which means, friends, not this weekend, but the following weekend should be the start of me doing baking streams again. I did this for 2 years in a row now, and I'll do this for this upcoming one as well. If you want an extremely chill weekend stream, starting up next weekend over on Twitch, I am a big fan of the Great British Bake Off, which is a very lovely show coming out of the UK, where they get 12 bakers from around the UK, and they bake. And it's a baking competition, and each week somebody goes home, usually. And it's very delightful, mainly because, you know, whereas American reality shows and competition shows and cooking competition shows focus a lot on the drama between various like contestants and how much they get in each other's faces and yell at each other, the Bake Off is pretty much exclusively about them helping each other and then being judged entirely on the merits of their bakes. And it's so cozy and it's so nice and everybody's rooting for each other. Nobody wants to see each other fail. It's just very, very, very nice. And Paul and Prue are the hosts and they're hosts and judges, and they're very fun. And then they have two comedians that kind of spice it up a little bit here and there, cause havoc. Noel Fielding and Allison. I don't remember her last name right now off the top of my head, but the two of them are very fun. And the first episode comes out today, I believe, on Netflix. So I think it's already been out a couple days in the UK. But I mentioned all that because I actually each week, while the series is coming out each weekend, I actually go and bake one of the things that they had to bake in the previous episode. So I've baked like banoffee pies, I've baked opera cakes, I've baked like delicious rolls and breads. I've made a caterpillar cake, which didn't turn out that great, but that was all right. Allison Hammond, thank you. I've made spotted dick on the baking stream, which yes, ha 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 ha. It's a very large steamed pudding that for some reason that name is just stuck to it ever since. I've ever watched Taskmaster? Oh yeah. I've not sat down and watched like an episode on a streaming service, but I have watched a billion clips of Taskmaster on YouTube. Mainly like my favorite ones are the ones where they just like have one encapsulated task that they had to do. That is beautiful for me. I would love to be able to do something like Taskmaster someday. I think that's so fun. Game Changers kind of does that a little bit. Here and there, especially with the 1 year later thing was very good. Why isn't my chat updating? Hold on. Oh, it just did. Okay. It's just, for some reason, a little bit behind my computer version. I don't know why. Have I watched episode 2 of Mermaid Tales? I have not. No, not yet. Is anybody getting so many spam calls almost daily? Do not answer them. If you pick up, even if you immediately hang up afterwards, they know that you're receptive. Just make sure you just don't answer. Would you watch the full video? Sometimes they put out full episodes. I think even for this season, this new season of Taskmaster, they've been putting out full episodes of it, which is pretty wild. You love my personality? Well, thank you. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with it. But yeah, the baking streams are like 4 or 5 hours long, so they're absolutely something to just kind of put in the background of your lazy afternoon on a weekend. And they're very fun. And I get to have something that I get to eat at the end, which is very nice. And you get to see part of my house. you get to look at my kitchen, which we just renovated a couple of months ago. And it looks great. And I'm very excited to use it for baking because it's, for one, it has a dishwasher, which is going to make life so much easier. And two, it also has more counter space, which is going to make my life way easier. So, yeah, make sure to check it out. Potentially. That might feel good. Do you know why Jess and Jason started swearing in Mermaid Tales? This is in my own personal opinion. If this gets clipped out of context and they removed this part of it, then they have done something bad and should be treated as such. In my personal opinion, they're probably swearing in the videos, one, because sometimes, sometimes a situation maybe not necessitates, but certainly feels like it should have a swear in it. You know what I mean? If something really bad's happened to you, it's all right to get some cusses in there every now and then. You know what I mean? But in my own personal opinion, it adds a certain element to stuff when you want it in there, and B, I think it could be a subtle signal to their audience that this is stuff for older people, older fans, right? That the role play stuff, they are drawing a line in the sand that if you if you're interested in this stuff, just know we're gonna do some more like mature things in these videos. And if that is afraid of mature in her own Suki stream, yeah. Essentially that it is going to be of a different style of capital C content. And if that scares you, that's fine. We got plenty of other things that we're making that you're more than welcome to watch that don't involve that. But yeah. In my own opinion, I say that multiple times because I do not want you to get the impression that I'm speaking on behalf of the company or Aphmau or any of those folks. If you get that impression and you disregarded that I just said, in my own opinion, then you're misrepresenting my words. Does it make sense? We get to see the dishwasher, kind of. Admittedly, it's not it won't be on camera because it's underneath the sink, but it's fine. You love to bake, but your oven does this thing where it starts smoking. You might have to clean it. I speak that as somebody who's had some smoky ovens. It's usually because something's in there that's cooking each time you heat it up. She's doing great with the horror episodes. Got a bit scared, particularly the Motel one. I'm glad you're liking them. Yeah. Oh, I can pass on general sentiments like that. And again, if you like those things, of course, watch them more. Watch those videos more, and then that will be a positive sign to the channel. And watch them all the way through. Don't keep mashing the refresh button. That doesn't do anything for us. Watch the video all the way through each time, and that will signal to the channel that those videos are good, and we want more of them. So there you go. Yeah, you know what? I'll bring Bento on, because I think we're getting close to the end of this. I got to cook dinner before my next stream. So I am going to probably go another maybe 10 minutes, and then we'll probably call it. But in the meantime, I could bring our boy on. You love your desk? Thank you. This is not actually a desk. This is a kitchen table that I inherited from my parents that I'm holding on to, because it's actually, I didn't inherit. My sister inherited it, but she doesn't have space for it. So so I have a kitchen table, and then I have my desk actually right over there that's running all of this stuff that I use for my main streams. Am I left-handed? I am. No, I know. It's sad that we're ending here soon, but number one, I have to live my life. Number two, I'm doing another stream later tonight over on Twitch. It's going to be a game stream. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a little mature, as we mentioned before. So just be aware of that. And then number three, I'll do more of these. I'll do more streams. Don't you worry. All right, 1 second. Bento, can you come here? Bento, where's Bento? He's on his way. Oh, there's the boy. You know how this works. Thank you. You're a good boy. Here's Bento. There's the boy. Yeah. This is our 6-year-old mini Australian Shepherd. Again, his name is Bento, in case that isn't clear. And he's a very good boy. Although recently he was not so good a boy. Although it was kind of my fault. It was my fault too. I accidentally left him in our backyard, which is fenced in, mind you, for about an hour and a half. And when he came back inside, he was covered, and I am not exaggerating, I think at least 100 tiny burrs. You know, the kind of like stuff that sticks from like plants onto like your clothes and hair and stuff. Bento was just matted fur, covered in those things. Just like he was rolling in them, just to punish me. I spent a good 45 minutes picking those boys out of his fur, and I gave him a right proper bath, which he did not enjoy. Yeah, you can tell he's looking down because he's like, it was me, wasn't it? Yeah, I know. But generally, he's a very good boy. He's a very, very, very good boy. But yeah, no, like I said, he's 6 years old. We got him back just before the pandemic happened, and he very much enjoys being in a house. We started off in an apartment with him, and he likes running, and so being stuck in a small apartment was tough. But now he's got a whole house to run around in, and then a backyard to run around in as well when he's not in the house. Just got to make sure you're paying attention to whatever plants you're running into, buddy. Yeah, thinking he's punishing me, but then he gets a surprise shower. He's like, no, my hubris. Isn't that right, Bento? Bento, can you shake? He can kind of shake. He's trying. There we go. Good boy. Good boy. Love you. Yeah. He's a good boy. All right, baby. I'll let you down now, okay? Whoop. How do we get him? He was a friend of a friend. Was breeding Aussie Sheps, and we got one. And we've had him since he was a little tiny baby. You want to be a voice actor? You're open to any show or YouTube or anything. Best advice I give to people, when it comes to getting into voice acting. Get a microphone. Well, first off, practice and see if there's something you want to try to do. I mean, that's an important piece before anything else. I recommend getting a book out and just reading out all the various characters and their voices and things and try that out. And then Number 2, get yourself at least a halfway decent microphone so you can record things, because that's a tough business. And then number 3, look out for fan projects, things that aren't going to pay you any money, but at least you can kind of get started on something like that, right? That's always a recommendation to me. Twitter's got a lot of projects out there for stuff like that. There's also, I think it's what's called Behind the Voice Actors or something like that. And then the Voice Acting Club, or VAC, tends to have a lot of fan projects that people can get early work in. You know, again, not paid, but it's a way to kind of get yourself into the space and whether or not you enjoy it. Just happy you're seeing that dog. Yeah. How'd you and everyone else on the whole cast meet? Well, I auditioned for Minor Demons back in the day. That was, 2019? Yeah, I auditioned for both Pierce and Noy. I didn't get Noy, as you can imagine, but I did get Pierce, and just kept doing videos with the channel until I got a chance. I didn't meet everyone until I think the end of 2020 or something like that. We all went on a trip together, and we hung out for the first time there. And that was very fun. Again, I'd never been. I never met any of them prior to that, so that was pretty cool. Except Mac. I did know Mac from other stuff. Will I do more unboxing videos? Sure. Yeah, that's the trouble, is that when I do those, I want to have some bit that I'm doing with them. You know what I mean? I don't like doing unboxing videos just for the sake of an unboxing. So I really only do them when I have something I want to try. I actually had an idea for a video, but it was eventually just didn't do it. But while we were on our cruise out in Norway and Iceland, there was a drop slide on the cruise ship, and I was gonna see if I could try to film a video on that. Where I was gonna be like, all right, guys, today I'm gonna unbox this Meow Meow inside of this random tube. And then I'll be like, I'd get in the drop tube. If you ever seen like those drop slides where you kind of get like a capsule and then they drop the floor underneath you and you drop down. I was gonna get in the tube and be like, all right, hand me the Meow Meow. And then the door was gonna close before I could get the Meow Meow. And it was just gonna be, it was gonna be pure bait. Where I'd be like, all right, oh no, I'm in the tube now. Okay, I need the Meow Meow in order to unbox it, of course, right? This is the unboxing tube? Wait, what are you doing? Why is it counting down? And then drop down, and that would be the whole video. No unboxing. But I never got around to it. Was too busy. Does Casey, Zane, or Noy have a YouTube channel? I believe they all do. I don't know how often they're used. Their Twitch channels are used more often, to be perfectly honest. Mega Moeka is the voice of KC. You can find her on Twitch at Mega Moeka. Keston doesn't necessarily voice or do a lot of stuff on YouTube, but he does stuff on Twitch as Terra Bull VT, short for VTuber, because he's got a VTuber that looks like a giant bull man. And then Noy, Michael Zekas, aka I think Mihai Zeta, which is Mihaizetta, is over on Twitch as well. Really, I'm not kidding about this, friends. You should get on Twitch, because there are actually a lot of those folks that are streaming over there and not necessarily over here. So just want to mention that. All right, we got about 4 more minutes, friends. If anybody else has any other things they want to ask, now's your chance. Twister right there in chat posted a link, by the way. If you click on that, you'll pretty much find everybody's Twitch channels that have worked with us before, so or worked with me at least. So if you want to check that out, be sure to hit that up. Have you any ideas for your own personal show ideas or something like that? So I have never really been a writer. Performing is more my style. I'm not. I will take a script sometimes and change things up, or help punch things up, if that makes sense. Make a better, or set up a better joke or things like that. But when it comes to big ideas, that's not really my jam, you know? Maybe sketch writing at most, but not really, not bigger stories. That's not my thing, not my area of expertise, if that makes sense. Does it mean I can't do it? No, not necessarily. It's just not something that I'm interested in my current kind of space in my career. Again, maybe someday that will be of interest to me, but right now I'm more interested in the performance side if I can help it. Sorry, I feel I glanced upon a piece that I was like, oh my God, I know where this goes. And then I lost it. And so I just like shut off every other part of my system to find it again. So I could find it. And there it is. That was the piece right there. That is what I was trying to find. I was like, I must find this piece. I think I would like to play with Roblox with me one day. Not really planning on playing Roblox with fans anytime too soon, but hey, you never know. Casey Zayner, no, I have a YouTube channel. I don't think they focus on their YouTube channels too much. Again, I think they're more Twitch streamers, so I would focus on that if you want to catch them over there. When will Aphmau and crew return to HoneyCon? I have been itching to do another Honey Heist, actually. But they've done it already, so I'd have to come up with a new like convention setup. I think I mentioned it though. Grant Howitt keeps putting out new games that I've wanted to kind of do with them as well. Some more esoteric than others. One is a bunch of himbos and herbos and thembos trying to save their local gym from the evil corporation that's trying to buy it from under them. And they like Goonies style find a secret underground treasure, and we're all just like dude bros. I think that'd be a really fun one. The weirder one I think I talked about on stream on Twitch, which was you and your friends are the team that lost to Air Bud in the movie Air Bud, and it has affected you and your fellow teammates mentally ever since. And 15 years later, the dog has returned to torment you and your friends further at one of your weddings. That I don't think would work with the AF crew, but I love the concept. Can't wait to finish puzzle in the next 2 years. Yeah. How'd I meet Jess? I auditioned for Minor Demons back in 2019. That's how I met. Have you ever gotten other offers to VA? Yeah. I've done some other work. Again, I've done. I'm on 9 audiobooks in right now. I would love to do a 10th, and I think I'm going to get one eventually. Maybe even this year. We'll see. And then I've also done voice work for a series of horror indie games made by published by a publisher called Puppet Combo, made by a guy named Jordan King, who does games for Black Eyed Priest. Get Aphmau to play the big-bottomed goblin game. There we go. Specifics of Air Bud returning for a wedding 15 years later, right? That's what's very funny to me. Aphmau is streaming right now. What? Say what? Well, maybe we should end here, friends, and call it for the day. But thank you so much for hanging out with us. You can go check out Aphmau's channel if you want. She's streaming some Roblox right now, if you want to go see that. But thank you so much for hanging out with us here. I got to go make dinner and get set up for the next stream. But one final reminder, friends, that we are that I am doing signed posters just like this. If you want to pick one up, be sure to check out the Streamly page at the top of the chat right there. It really helps me out too, you know, just on the other side of it, like, it's cool that you can get these signed and stuff, but it's also nice that you can help support your favorite streamers and things like that, and voice actors by picking those up as best you can. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to be streaming some 100-line Last Defense Academy later tonight over on my Twitch channel, if that sounds interesting to you. It's made by the people who made Danganronpa. It's fun. We've been having a lot of very interesting so far. I really don't know where it's going to go yet. I'm excited for that. But it is pretty mature, so just be aware of that. Then Saturday, I'm going to be playing Guilty as Sock alongside a bunch of other members of the AF crew. I know, I know for sure Corinne and James, who play Kim and Rise, are going to be there. I can't remember the rest of the cast. I think Keston's going to be there as well, the guy who plays Zane. I can't remember if Michaela is or is not going to be there. But we're going to have a whole bunch of folks, and I hope you guys will join in for that. That's going to be over on Twitch. 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. Be sure to hit that up. Then later that night, we're going to be doing some more streaming over on Twitch. I haven't figured out what that's going to be yet. I have to talk with Marissa because I do some immersive, but we'll see. And then Sunday, we'll be back to more of Discounty, which I started up on Thursday. It's a game where you run a supermarket. And it's kind of, here's, if you ever played Stardew Valley and you know about Joja Mart, what if you ran Joja Mart? That's the premise of Discounty, and it's pretty fun. I've been enjoying that quite a bit. All right, enjoy heading over to Aphmau's channel. Aphmau Shuki is currently streaming some Roblox right now, so definitely go say hi over there. Otherwise, have yourselves a good night. If I don't see you at my Twitch channel tonight, have yourself a good rest of your weekend, all right? Where do you find Twitch? It's a website, kind of like YouTube. Or you might have to get the Twitch app. One of those two will work for you. Get it going, and we'll see you there. Bye! I have to literally stand up and turn it off, so I have to go over here. Bye.